Yo guys, what is going on? It's Ranger W here, back again with our SPL Power Rankings videos. We've taken few weeks off actually from this, but we're back at it again here with my good friend Schmeb. What's going on, Schmeb?
Not a lot, just sitting here on my phone.
Absolutely, that's all we can do.
Yep.
Today,
Just broke the fourth wall.
today we're gonna be going through our rankings. As you can see, we already have 1 through 10 ranked on both of our sides here. We have one or two differences between the two, but otherwise we kind of agreed on a lot of things with this power rankings. We're just gonna go through starting at number 10, living out, work our way up to 1. Give a little bit of our reasoning for why we placed them there, and yeah, it's just gonna be a good time. And we're gonna go through a replay at the end of this. It's a week 5 battle versus Schmeb versus Matrix. Just gonna get his thoughts on the battle, and at the end of the video we will kind of go through who we think is going to miss out on playoffs. Obviously it's going to tell us who we think is making playoffs, so it's going to be fun. So starting off at number 10, we both had Lebanon at number 10. It's kind of an obvious pick right there. Most of these are pretty obvious because, as you can see, they're kind of ranked based on record, but some of the records are similar and or actually the same, and we had to find who was above who and who we're going to put on top of who. So we have Lebanon at number 10 because he has 0 wins. He played me this week. It was a narrow 1-0 win in my favor. What were your thoughts on his placement in this week and his battle last week, Schmeb?
I mean, it started pretty well for him after he killed the shaman, which I didn't think it would actually die when that error ball went off. It looked pretty promising, but then you realize the Volcanion wasn't actually good against the main parts of the team. He let it die, which was fine, but the real kind of levee began to break after he will-o-wisped the Pidgeot, and that was a problem because you really weren't likely to bring in Garchomp on that, and even if you did bring in Garchomp on the Volt Switch, it's kind of fine with him because Rotom the pain split off because it's at full health.
Yeah,
Cover or even switch like that really hurt him because he needed that HP. It started off promising, and I kind of wanted him to take it, but
he did make a good play by staying with Delmise on my Mega Pidgeot, which I was like, this is crazy because
that was pretty crazy.
I could have just Hurricane killed him. I'm not sure if it was a prediction. Go ahead.
That wasn't something I would have even done. That was a really solid play that I did not expect, but it just got to maintain the health on things like Rotom. You need to know what you need it for, and the Pidgeot was one of those.
I'm not sure how much of that was a prediction or how much of that was like a sack or how much of it was just hoping I didn't click Earthquake or hoping I didn't click Hurricane or hoping I just U-turned or something.
It may have been Assault Vest. I'm not sure because maybe it would have even won then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, misplay there, but it's all Gucci. So we have a little discrepancy at number 9. I have Dirtmons at number 9, and you have Matrix. You've played these two relatively recently, I think back-to-back weeks, the last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess you'd have a better idea of why you ranked Matrix at 9. Go ahead and give your thoughts on these two teams.
I mean, I actually think my only real issue with Matrix that stands out, other than the record, is I actually think his transactions made his team much less threatening. Like Mega Mawile and the Trick Room team may have had issues because of speed, but I would have rather just kind of fixed that and kept like the Mawile and that sort of thing than like completely changing the team. And I think that kind of hurt him, considering I think Matrix is a pretty solid player when he has the right tools. But that systemic problem and that kind of mistake, I think, was bigger than the mistake Dirtmons has made this week. And I understand maybe transactions aren't the only part of power rankings, but I think it did inhibit his ability to progress, if it makes sense, because it's about who you think can win, right? So.
Oh, I agree 100%. I think his Trick Room team was probably more scarier than his team now. But not to say his team's any worse, but I think the Trick Room team, he drafted for a reason. I think he felt comfortable with it. Just after maybe a few early season losses, I thought he had to change it real quick. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
I just think he could have changed it while still retaining like the soul of it. Like the Mawile especially, like I was looking at his team in advance and I was just thinking like, how do I beat this thing? It's not a good, my team does not have a good matchup against it. And but then he dropped it and I was like, oh, okay, great. But
yeah, moving on to Dirtmons, we had a discrepancy here. What was your reason for placing Dirtmons just a little higher above Matrix?
I mean, his mistake, I think, was pretty straightforward, is that he just really neglected Sticky Web because his team had 6 grounded Mons, and he just had Defog on Kartana, but Kartana is just not a good defogger, and I'm not usually the biggest hawk of you need to have perfect hazard removal, but if you have 6 grounded Mons and a low punny on your team, which really would have helped him out against that Swallow in revenging it, then you need to do something better to prepare for it, and I didn't see that, so that's why the rank was up. But I've seen Dermont play pretty solidly in the past, so that's why it's a pretty straightforward mistake, which is why I put him above Matrix.
Absolutely, I just put Matrix.
You can definitely recover from that. He had Zapdos, it's an awesome defogger.
Yeah, absolutely. I put Matrix above just because I think he had the better win or better loss. I mean, it was a narrow 1-0 loss versus you, whereas Dirtmon's it may have been a 2-0 win in Beal's favor against Derp, but it was kind of like Beal was winning that after he got the webs up, almost guaranteed. So it was kind of more of a easier win on Beal's part and a tougher loss for Derp than it was for Matrix. But that was just how I looked at it. But either way, it could go either way for these two. Moving on to our number 7 and 6 slots, we have something, a new coach in the league. Not a new coach to us, of course. We're familiar with him. Yeah, he kind of replaced our good friend Mudbud. He's 2-3 now after the forfeit last week and the loss to Jay Reezy this week. Kind of weird that they're both paired right next to each other at 6 and 7. Jay's kind of had a bounce back after starting off pretty tough, pretty on a losing streak in the beginning, and now
Jay had a pretty phenomenal game here.
Oh, absolutely, it was a great game. Power trick. Fortress, it was some fun stuff, but as you guys know or may know if you guys seen the replay, Acupressure, Ice Fang, Drapion wasn't able to pick up the kill on Garchomp. I think if it had more attack investment, it would have been a sweep going the other way, but Acupressure is not a reliable move in my opinion. But
you got to the Acupressure rant before I did. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not...
It just seemed like he put substitute on everything. I mean, I think he had it on like 2 or 3 Mons. It was like, what are you doing, bro? I get that it wasn't his team, but I think he could have prepped better. I think it would have been a better match.
It was preserved properly to deal with like the Tangrowth and the Oxy core. Like that would have been pretty helpful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, once he weakens Gigalith, like that thing did put a lot of pressure on Jay's team, but Jay's very good at playing balance when he gets the right walls in place, and that's what he did this week.
Yeah, I think Jay did good. I think we both had Jay above something because obviously I think Jay deserves it because he won. He beat something this week, but it's unfortunate that Mud had to leave. I mean, we all love Mud, but I think it would have been a really good match if it was Mudbud going up against Jay. Maybe things could have been a little different. Who knows? We'll never know, I guess. But yeah, it was a good match. Not too much to hate about it here, but I could see Jay making a comeback. He's definitely not out of it. He's in that number 6 spot at the moment. He just has to stay there, and he's playoff bound. Playoff bound. Playoff bound Jay. We all know Jay.
He led 6 out of 10 in the playoffs. Man. You got the NBA going on, so you know.
Oh yeah. Moving on to number 4 and 5, we have Beal and Ranger. Beal, of course, is my friend and my partner in the MBL style league we have going on. It's called the Doubles League. Basically, that's all it's called. We were not creative with the name. We're both sitting at 3 and 2. We're both sitting at 3 and 2. Me coming off my win against Levo with a 1-0 narrow victory. Beal coming off a 2-0 win versus Matrix.
Or Derp.
Yeah, it was Derp. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, Derp. But yeah, it was tough ranking this, but I think I gave the edge to Beal because of obviously I think he had a better differential. He has a better differential overall. He's been on the rise for a while now. He started off 0-2 and is now 3-2. Definitely not someone to be messed with. Playoff bound, quite certain. I'm certain he's playoff bound. Yeah, not much else I can say. He has a good team. Araquanid with sticky webs. Bravo to him. I feel like I barely pulled off the match against Levo. I feel like I'm deserving of the 5 seed. What are your thoughts on these two ranks and Schmeb?
I think that he did really well using Swallow. I like seeing people use low tier Mons, because I think whenever you have a free draft, people really forget about actually filling out their roster and making sure you have threatening Mons that you don't need to bring every week. And that makes me happy. So he did a good job using it.
Oh, absolutely. It was Swallow is incredible, as you guys know. Could be a mixed attacker, boom burst, double edge. Return, it's Hurricane even, Facade gun.
People just don't prep for them properly. Like it just happens.
Yeah, Scrappy, Boom Burst. It gives me nightmares. Yes, I think I'm deserving of the 5. I think Beal is deserving of that 4 seed, but we'll see. We'll see. Moving on to number 2 and 3. These two actually faced off this week, believe it or not, Hero and Twig. A little bit of drama surrounding this match, as you guys know, or if you guys have seen the replay. Infernape did not outspeed, I believe it was Doug Trio. Apparently, Hero's scarf was broken. We don't know about all that. It's a conspiracy. Doug Trio was able to get the kill on his Infernape, and Hero kind of looked like he quit the match early. If you guys see in the chat, after turn 2 or 3, Hero called it GG's. So it was not a pretty sight. Yeah.
Something you should not do, folks. Always try to find a way to win. You just need to take a long pause, deep breath, chill pill, sandwich bagel, whatever, and then think like, how can I still win? You can still find a path. Maybe you're dependent on somebody making a mistake, but you can't lose your head. And then apparently, no matter what Hero said, he didn't lose his head because he still managed to crawl back in there with Zygarde and
Banded Zygarde. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Banded, Zygarde, and Steelix were able to come through at the end. It was a good match. Ditto just didn't put in enough work as it should have. Although it did transform into Zero Aura and a few other things, preventing him from from using an electric move due to the Volt Absorb. But yeah, I think these two are. This was Twig's first loss of the season. Hero, much needed win for Hero to stay in the top 3.
Twig's been really consistent though. Like he's definitely going to playoffs and has been at least, has been competitive in all his games obviously. And that doesn't sound like anything, but I don't know. He'll be fine.
Twig is going to be a threat. Twig is definitely going to be a threat in the playoffs. I think these two are adequately ranked. Maybe you could put Twig above Hero because of that whole spiel in that battle. But yeah,
I did think about that, but like I think if you lose to somebody, it's hard to justify.
Absolutely. And then moving on to our number 1 spot, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Schmeb. At number 1 overall, he's 5-0. It's crazy. What can you say? Hasn't lost a match, deserving of the 1 seed. Twig obviously took a hell this week. Kind of took that away from. Kind of took away Twig's potential number 1 seed. But yeah, what are your thoughts on you being number 1 and how you think you can keep it moving forward?
I don't like talking about ranking myself number 1, but since I have the best record, it seems appropriate. And the bend but not break approach is going. With 3 of the 5 wins are 1-0s, which speaks well to the opponents too. But it's been going all right so far.
Absolutely, it's been a good week. It's been good. But I will note this: you have played number 8 and number 9 in our rankings. These last 2 weeks. So I just can't wait to see if you play a top 5 team moving forward, which will be happening soon. Trust me.
You had Mud and Hero in there, although Mud's unfortunately faded into the ether. And but you had Hero.
Absolutely. And before we get into the replay, we'll save that for last. Who are your 6 picks locked in for playoffs at the moment? Just your 6 teams. You don't have to go into any reasons. You don't have to say anything, but just go with your playoff picks. What are your 6?
I think that the top 6 right now are obviously favored, but I could still see Matrix or Derp crawling back in if Jay or Beal could still fall out. You could fall out. It's not. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're favored to happen because what would have to happen is for that to change, they'd have to win 2. They'd have to have Jay or Beal lose, or you lose 2, or Jay to lose 1. Jay could still drop out. So I mean, if you're Matrix or Dirtmons, you're at the stage where you kind of have to like team build with other people to try and screw over your opponents at this point. So
my playoff.
I mean, the top 6 are favored, but it's not over. Like I could still see Matrix make it.
My playoff prediction is actually the top 6. I'll just be straight up with it. That's my playoff prediction. I think it'll be same seed. I don't think the seed at all. I think that's what it's going to be. I think that's straight up what the playoffs will be.
I definitely don't see like Jay or Twig or Hero, or definitely not Jay or Twig falling out. Or Twig's too high up, but Jay, even at that 2-3, I think he's gonna kind of go on a tear there and lock in like a 5-4 and make playoffs with it.
Oh, absolutely. I think it'll be fun to watch going forward. Hopefully, it's not over for anyone yet. Really, in my opinion, like even Levo. I mean, if he wins out and just some craziness happens, I think there's still a slight chance. It's not like very likely, but we'll see.
I'll be cheering for him if he can do it.
A loss this week will actually eliminate him, like 0% chance. But that's neither here nor there. So right now we will be moving on to the replay of Schmeb's battle. We will just be going over it in a relatively quick manner, and just kind of going through what his thoughts were. I'm gonna start the video now.
Well, I can talk about team preview too. If you,
Oh, absolutely. You can go ahead and go through that real quick.
when I saw the team he built, it was pretty much mostly what was expected. I did think the Klefki would lead, not the Miltank. That was the mistake, and when the Miltank did lead, unfortunately, so you could start it now. When the Miltank did unfortunately lead, I had the Excelgor, which did pack the final gambit, because the goal of this game for me was to take out the Klefki, which I expected to be Magnet Rise, and then pretty much just apply pressure with a Combine Roost Latias and Greninja until he doesn't have enough threats. Well, maybe picking off one Mon with Ember after you turning into it. But after he leads with the Miltank, the reason I immediately U-turn is because I don't want to break its HP, because I think this thing is bulky. I gotta save it for the Klefki.
Okay.
But
so yeah, we're at the point where you've led Excelgor. Miltank has led, and we'll just see what's gonna happen here. You're gonna click the
bit where he,
on the
what's
Miltank.
that?
You're gonna click the U-turn out on the Miltank and go onto your land. What was your thought there? Get the Intimidate off?
Well, I realized I didn't actually need HP on Landers that much because he didn't bring as many physical threats as maybe I anticipated. It had the Intimidate, but the real only one that was there was the Gallade, and I had physically defensive Forges, and so I felt all right about letting its Yachi get lost. I just didn't need HP on it. Stealth Rocks were more valuable than HP on Landers was basically the transaction I made, and I thought if I can get some chip on the bulky Miltank and force a Milk Drink to bring in Emperor, that's what my view was. It's a simple calculation. HP on Lando is less than Stealth Rock.
Absolutely, dude. He goes for the Hidden Power Fire. Probably most likely, definitely trying to hit that Excelgor. I don't even know if that would have killed, to be honest, because
Fire Punch was for the Scissor, probably. I don't blame him for using it.
Oh yeah. But he was I think he was trying to hit the Excelgor on that first turn. But yeah, I don't think it would have killed even because of even without the attack drop. But yeah, it was a pretty good play on his part, trying to hit the Fire Punch. But he's intimidated now, and Ice Beam. Yachi Berry goes.
After he goes for 2 attacks, I think he doesn't really have. He's not a bulky set, so I can just go into Florages and try to kill it.
Yeah, you got your rock.
Well, really, what happened? Yeah, I got after the rocks were up, but then he reveals Ice Beam, Fire Punch, and keeps attacking even after the Florages starts damaging it. So I just think he doesn't have recovery. He's not gonna try walling anything. I'm just gonna go get spikes up.
Oh yeah.
Once I get spikes up, Klefki's not even a threat. So.
Yeah, Excelgor takes the Earthquake like a champ. Definitely, it's a good time to start setting up them spikes. What does he have besides Defog Serp and Defog Klefki and Defog Dundee?
I didn't even know Klefki learned Defog. So I knew Klefki learned it. I didn't even know Superior learned it.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't. Yes, he tries Ice Beaming again. I'm not going to go back into Landers at this point because it's no reason to risk it without the Yachi, but I think maybe let's preserve some HP because maybe it still does something. But the knockoff is really to go for chip, and then that really shows he's not physically defensive.
Yeah, the floor fire punch is like a champ here, and just Moonblast and takes out the Miltank.
That is the power of Intimidate, because without Intimidate, that thing kills.
Oh, absolutely. Now you're almost back up to full. What a champ, Florges. So now he's bringing out his Superior here. Time to go under your Sap Sipper. No, just kidding, don't have one. Embor's a good switch in. Battle of the Gen 5. He's gonna go for a
It's actually an Assault Vest Embor.
Oh wow, yeah, I could take a Z player.
It's because he had the Chandelure, the Hydreigon, and the Superior, so it was Assault Vest. I also forgot to put Reckless on it. It had Blaze, which is kind of dumb, but so be it.
So be it. He's going to switch out of there. He's not going to want to take this Fire-type move into his Hydreigon. It takes a little bit of damage from the Stealth Rocks, but Excelgor is going to come out there, and it's going to take this Flamethrower not very well. It's going to go down.
I thought about this one for a while, and I decided finding out he's Scarf or not is more valuable than saving Excelgor, because I thought if I go into Forgus and he's like Z Iron Tail, I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I just kind of let it die.
I've never heard...
Once I let it die, now I bring an Embor, and I pretty much just, there's nothing you can do here, I just get the kill.
Flare Blitz. I never heard of a Superior being an Embor switch-in, which we kind of did right there. Did not take that Flare Blitz very well. Not at all.
Well, he's just hacking it off. There's no switch-in. Anything switch-in was dead, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. Wonder what this Klefki's going to do here. Probably going to try to get a Defog off, but it goes for the Reflect. Kind of good play. Potentially could take a Flare Blitz with the Defog up. Prankster Defog, of course. He's gonna switch back out into. You're gonna switch back out into Embor, female Embor, by the way. He's gonna go for light screen, take those Moonblast better, and the wish is gonna come true, and Embor is gonna be healthy again. And Playrough is gonna miss. It wouldn't have done much. And then you're gonna go
That
for.
was kind of helpful.
Yeah, it was good. And then he's gonna take 55% from the Play Rough from the Flare Blades, and Play Rough is not gonna.
That's the weakest Flare Blitz you're gonna see without the Reckless. There.
Absolutely, yeah. I would have done more with the Reckless, believe it or not, but
Pretty weak.
I don't think it mattered at the end of the day, though.
Now this looks really good because now he doesn't really. His answers to what I call it, the Latias are much less there. And the only way I see myself losing is either by setup to Thundy or by substitute delayed.
Yeah.
And you'll see the response to substitute delay later because once a few turns go well, I try to just think like, how do I lose? You have to do that and then make it not happen.
Yeah, agility Thundy is probably not going to be enough. I mean, that's just my prediction here. Gigavolt have.
I had like Z Irontail phobia. Nothing actually had it, but I kept thinking everything would. Like, and then there's a bit where I kind of get a little heart attack where he paralyzes forges. I protect on the Z, which feels nice.
Oh, you got fully parried too. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice.
Scary. I thought, oh no, if he has the Irontail, not even Z Irontail, if he has Irontail, I could be in trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have gotten parried,
Greninja does not have water shuriken this week, so.
Oh, if you would have gotten parried again, it might have been a little tough. But I think Latias would have taken it like a champ. It would have taken it on.
I mean, the unfortunate part is I was kind of hoping for just could beat him after this, but it's not going to happen anymore. Works the HP, so I think I just sack it to Gallade to prevent.
Absolutely, yeah. Lando's gone.
No, I switched into Lando. Okay, he predicted that pretty well.
And Latias came out. Yep, and then he's gonna go back into his dragon on the Latias. Battle the dragon.
I think I am able to predict that and Draco it.
Yeah, you did, and you took it out. But you're minus special attack.
And here, this might seem like a weird play, but the reason I Calm Mind, I think, in front of the Gallade is because I calced it, and the only way I can break his sub with Latias at -2 is a Psychic at -1 does break it. So the only way he can win pretty much now is to get like a sub Gallade up. He didn't end up having a sub, but that's why I know the Calm Mind looks weird, but that's why it was done.
Yeah, it was a little weird because you were still -1 special attack, but it was still. I think it was a good play. And you're gonna get a U-turn off here and go back out into Florges here. Paralyzed Florges.
The U-turn I actually calculated was kind of unnecessary. I could have just killed it, but I thought like, if I surf and he lives, then he just wins. Because then Greninja's just dead. He gets a Drain Punch and then kills Florges. So it seemed worthwhile to sack the differential to just be sure about the win.
Absolutely, you played your sacks really well that match. It looked like, and it was just kind of guaranteed the win there, and it was a fun match. Kind of proves why you're number one overall because you didn't bring Scissor, you didn't bring one of your best mons this week.
Thank you. That's the nice thing about Scissors. You can just not bring it, and then people have fire moves, and they just don't do anything.
Yeah, so. It was a good game, and plus you have Lando T. You have Lando T, so it forces people to run Hidden Power Ice. It's just a scary team. It's just a scary team. It's gonna do pretty good in playoffs, I think.
Hopefully, at least the Canadian guy isn't here, so hopefully we have a chance.
And that's gonna be if we can hit 5 likes on this video, we will be back next week with our recap. Believe it or not, we will actually be back with 5 likes on this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys stayed through the end.